Okay, now let's multiply monomials by polynomials. Starting with the first one over here. How do we do this? Well, we have this monomial, which is negative 3x, and we're multiplying it by the polynomial, so we're going to have to distribute it. In this case, negative 3x times 5x squared. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. And x times x squared is just x cubed. And why is that? Well, because here we have a hidden exponent of 1. Once we multiply two terms that are, well, that have essentially the same base, we can just add the exponents. 1 plus 2 is 3. Great. Then, I was going to write a plus here, but it'll be a minus. And why is that? Because negative 3x times 2x, now of course we're expanding and distributing. Negative 3x times 2x is just negative 6x squared. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. X times x. Remember, there's also a hidden exponent of 1 over here. 1 plus 1 is 2. X times x is x squared. So that's why we got negative 6x squared. Then, what's next? We multiply the negative 3x by the negative 1. Negative, negative, they make a positive. Negative 3x times negative 1 is just 3x. That's it. Next example. Okay, now let's distribute. We're essentially multiply this by this monomial, which is 2x, by 6x squared y plus x minus 2y plus 5. So we again are going to need to distribute, which means just to multiply the monomial by every term in the polynomial. So 2x times 6x squared y, 2 times 6 is 12, x times x squared is x cubed, and we just copy down the y. Okay, then we have the next term, which is 2x times x. 2x times x is just 2x squared. Again, because x times x is just x squared. Then 2x times negative 2y. Well, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. And x times y is just xy. That's as far as we go. And finally, last term, 2x times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. So we just get 10x. And we would leave it like that. Unless, of course, we were asked to factor it. But that's a whole different story. We're going to leave it like this. And of course, by factoring it and getting a common denominator out, we would go right back to where we started. So let's continue with the next example. Multiplying another monomial by the polynomial. So we're also going to need to distribute it. Negative 4ab squared times 3a cubed. Negative 4 times 3, negative 12. A times a cubed is a to the power of 4. Again, if we're multiplying the same base, we just need to add exponents. Here, there's a hidden exponent of 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. And then we just copy down the b squared. So we have negative 12, a to the 4, b squared. Next term, negative 4ab squared times 4b squared. Negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. We just have this term with an a, so I can copy it down. And b squared times b squared is b to the power of 4. Because 2 plus 2 is 4. What's next? Negative 4ab squared times ab. Well, we copy down the negative 4. A times a is a squared. Just like x times x is x squared. And b squared times b is b cubed. because 2 plus the hidden 1 over here, 2 plus 1 is 3. And then finally, the last term, negative 4ab squared times negative b. Negative, negative make a positive, so we get plus 4 a b cubed. Because there's also a hidden 1 here, b squared times b to the power of 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. And the a just comes down because there's no term, or rather there's no a over here, right? So we can just copy it down. And that's it. So now I suggest that you try a few questions on your own, and good luck.